Hey guys, welcome back to the TohirT channel. TohirT here. I hope you had a fantastic week. Do you fancy yourself a songwriter? Do you imagine yourself being that person who puts the words of love, the passion, the pain, the hurt, and all of the emotions on that piece of paper and potentially turns them into a multi-platinum hit? Well, today I want to talk about the favorite songwriter of mine and a great TV show that helped shine the spotlight on that individual. My favorite songwriter, Ryan Tedder, the lead singer on OneRepublic and also the person behind multiple mega hits that we're going to talk about later in the video. And the Songland, a show on NBC that shows you the process of how people turn a pile of nonsense into the well-versed song. Let's do this! Here we go! And as always, if this video does not quench that thirst for inspiration, check out this playlist. I'll also put the card at the end of the video where I have a lot more stories about different individuals who you might have missed in past who are truly inspiring in their own right. Well, let's start talking about Songland. Songland is a show on NBC. They're also on YouTube, so if you don't have NBC, go check out their page. I'll link it down in the section below. It's an awesome show and the concept is very interesting. 4 songwriters come in and pitch their song to an artist. The artist and songwriters rotate all the time. There's a set number of producers, 3 of those guys, who are essentially the panel and that connective tissue, the glue between the artist and the songwriter, because someone in that room has to help take what somewhat is just a concept of a song to something that truly fits the style of the artist who sits in that chair and picking their future hit. For example, there have been multiple cases where the songwriter is male, he's a man, and he brings the song, which is awesome. But on the other side of that room is a female pop star and she has to figure out how to turn that song into her own baby. So one of those 3 producers would help them retool the lyrics, maybe retool the tempo of the song and truly craft it to make it sound like it tells the story from the voice of that artist. The 3 of the songwriters progress into the next stage. They get to work with one of those 3 producers and at the end the artist picks the song that they really like and they go ahead and record it. Another thing that I'll link below will be the playlist from Apple Music of all the Songland winners, but that's a spoiler alert. If you've never seen the show and you do plan to watch a few episodes, skip potentially the playlist for now, watch the show first and then go and check out the end result, the actual fully mastered and recorded songs that were originally pitched and produced on Songland. Here we go. I'll be honest, real talk for a second. I was not sold on the idea of this show at the very beginning. To me, it sounded just like another clone of like, I don't know, X Factor, American Idol, right? Just like strip out all the other things, keep only the songwriting, here you go, the new show. But then I saw this face on the panel. This person, if you've never seen or heard of him before, is Ryan Tedder. He's a lead singer on OneRepublic. He's also a mega producer and songwriter who is behind multiple different hits. And to me, the moment I saw this guy, I was like, wait a second. This is the person who might convince me to at least watch a couple of episodes. And he did. Ryan caught my eye, gosh, 14 years ago? Yeah, I think it was like 13 or 14 years ago in one of the behind the scenes episodes about Timbaland's upcoming album, Shock Value. There was this young guy sitting there helping him to produce a couple of songs and creating the song which we all know now is OneRepublic hit, Apologize. I saw him, he caught my eye. I was like, this is not just a songwriter or simple producer. This guy is an artist. And little did I know that I wasn't really the first one to discover that. Ryan participated back in like 2002, 2003 in an MTV Spotlight show, like a competition, singing competition hosted by one of the guys from NSYNC.
This guy is a 21-year-old from Tulsa. He's been playing since he was 7. He plays piano, guitar, bass, and drums. He's coming from Tulsa to do an original song called The Look. Give it up for Ryan Tedder.
Is it possible maybe to have a love so strong that nothing could ever compare?
Spoiler alert, Ryan actually ended up winning that show, although a lot of things were promised and none took place. The one positive that did happen after that show concluded and Ryan got his 5 seconds in the spotlight is the fact that Timbaland noticed him and tapped him on the shoulder to participate in Timbaland's Shock Value album, and the rest is history.
Timbaland happened to watch that show, and about a year later, Timbaland, he had just done Justin Timberlake's solo album, Nelly Furtado,
Yeah,
Missy Elliott,
popping.
biggest producer writer in the world, and he cold calls me a year later while I was in Nashville, and said, I'd like to fly you out to Miami and I'd like to sign you to a production deal and develop you as an artist and producer, and that started me on the career towards music.
Here we go.
Fast forward to today. Part of the reason why I'm so excited about Songland is that now I think millions of people can finally witness the talent behind the talent. That person who was behind so many mega hits but never really got, I think, true appreciation that he deserved. Like, check out this list of artists who Ryan worked with. Earth, Wind and Fire, Young Bloods, Frankie G, Hilary Buff, Blake Lewis, Leona Lewis, Jennifer Lopez, Natasha Bedingfield, never knew how to correctly pronounce her name, Beyonce, Backstreet Boys, Kelly Clarkson, Adam Lambert, Blake Lewis, The Pussycat Dolls, Jordan Sparks, James Blunt, Sugar Babes, Adele, Big Time Rush, Demi Lovato, Sean Paul, B.O.B., Maroon 5, Gym Class Heroes, Christina Aguilera, Ariana Grande, The Script, Gwen Stefani, Taylor Swift, Stevie Wonder, Ed Sheeran, Kygo, Camila Cabello, Shawn Mendes, Paul McCartney, Jonas Brothers, Pink. This guy, like, come on, this is a stacked group of people who he worked with. And I cannot believe that up until a few years ago, no one really even knew who he was, and no one even connected One Republic to Ryan Tedder and all the songs that he produced. Like Beyonce Halo, come on guys. This is the guy who wrote Beyonce Halo. Be a halo, halo, halo. I truly feel like Ryan was that moving force behind, like, pushing the pop culture forward for the past few years. And for the purpose of this video, I'm ignoring everything that he've achieved with One Republic, who is, for the record, is my favorite band. But I really want to focus on him as a producer, songwriter. Ryan really well described the value of producers and songwriters in his interview with Jimmy Fallon.
All of the recording artists, the Beyoncés, you know, the Frank Sinatras of the world, without the songs, you don't have the artists.
Yeah.
So everybody's been obsessed watching food shows and how you cook and how you make food for the last 15 years. Well, the top two most consumed things in the world are food and music. But there hasn't been a show about how you cook music.
What we common observers do not realize is that writing a song is frequently not just write something on the paper, jump into the booth, record, and you're done. It's the process. It's a process that's full of creativity, frustration, iteration, continuous innovation. Just check out this segment of Songland where Jonas Brothers are there to pick a song. Ryan is there, who is working already on their album to help them figure out the next production of the song. And here's the segment where they go back and forth discussing the idea that was just pitched by this young, unknown songwriter.
There's two things I think could make it interesting. The production, if you hang on one note, just a mean bass note that's yeah. Green light, the things I do past midnight. And throw away that melody a little bit, so it's midnight, but it's midnight.
Yeah.
Can we just hear the F for 8 bars?
Chorus. Do the chorus.
I got the green light,
The things we do past midnight. Just me and you, don't need a light. Just an empty room, cause it feels right.
Here we go.
Feels right.
Chords.
Oh, yeah.
Need that good? Yeah.
Here we go.
There are two things I learned from Ryan that I want to highlight in this video. Number one is the experience that it requires to become the master in your field. Since let's face it, if you're a songwriter or if you're a musical artist and you see a video like this by David Dobrik where he tests Charlie Puth's musical ear.
Hi guys, we're here with Charlie Puth. Charlie has a really crazy talent. He has a disease that's called perfect pitch. And basically can hear notes and he knows what they are just by listening to them. So here's an example.
So sing a note.
Okay.
That's actually a G. Well, you're kind of doing an F and an F sharp.
Yeah, you come out of this video and you're like, you know what guys, done. I'm all ready, I'm packing my bags, why am I even spending time here? Like, am I really that talented, right? No, you have to realize is that whether it's Charlie Puth or specifically for this video, if it's Ryan Tedder, Ryan has been in the music industry for like what, 33 years? He's been trying in songwriting since the age of 7 with his parents, and now he's on the stage as a 40-year-old master. Of course he's gonna look great because he had this freaking 33 years of practice to get to. So you have to realize that you will need to invest time in order to be successful. And yes, you hear 33 years, to you it might sound daunting, right? Or if you have this passion and you want to be on the scene of your industry, on the literal scene if you're an artist right now, I get it, but you have to get there. It's an evolution process. It takes time to evolve. To me, that's empowering because I know I am in control of how much time I invest. I am in control how much effort I invest. And I will harvest what I sow, so to speak, throughout this past weeks and years and, I don't know, decades if you've been at it for a while.
Here we go.
The second item that I wanted to highlight, I 100% agree with it. It's keeping things diverse. Not only in your own craft, where in this case, Ryan has been writing for rock bands, country bands, pop singers, hip hop, like hardcore rap artists. He's been working with DJs, but that's one part of keeping it diverse. The other part of keeping it diverse is really re-engaging your brain in a completely different manner.
I was getting more into commercial real estate and kind of learning about that and scratching that itch. Dabbling because it's extremely left brain. And I'm right and left brain, but most of my life just been using that hemisphere.
Yeah.
And I like in the music industry, 2 + 2 = banana. It doesn't equal, it never adds up, right? It's complete craziness, Wild West at all times. In commercial real estate, 2 + 2 = 4.
Ryan Tedder, a commercial real estate owner, a CBD investor, that sounds different, but I 100% agree with it. This YouTube channel is for me that creative outlet. I enjoy the fact that aside from all of my like startup corporate IT world, I can step completely aside for 1 hour a day, switch my brain in a completely different direction and just focus on something else. Not think about operations and processes and team coaching, but rather focus on how do I edit this video. I know brain is not a muscle, but it's really like a muscle in this case to some extent, because imagine the situation when you're doing push-ups every day. If you do the push-ups every day, over time, your muscles, entire chest area, it will get used to that exercise and it's going to be a point of diminishing returns. You'll see that exercise being less and less effective. Well, our brain functions in pretty much the same way. If you try to figure a certain thing out in your art or craft or business, and you do the same thing over and over again, you will achieve a mastery, but your pace will slow down as you progress further because you learn less and less from the same process. Like with the muscles, when you switch things up to address the same muscles in a different way and just shock the system, you have to do the same thing with the brain. You have to throw yourself into a different set of problems. If you're an artist, again, it can be just a different way of doing things, using a different tool. If you're in business, it's approaching a different side of the business and trying to solve the problems there. You have to switch it up. You have constantly trying different things out. And if you really want to challenge your brain and augment it, develop some new skills, you really need to take something completely different on. If you're in business, take on an art. If you're in an art, take on a business. Switch things up that way as well. It will enrich you and make you a better, versatile professional, because now instead of just knowing one side of the business or one side of the artistic side, you can merge and combine them. You can be that connective tissue between the talents on both sides, and that makes you a way more valuable professional in the long term.
Here we go.
Did you know Ryan Tedder before? I guess, have you heard about him? I wish I would know him, but did you know him or did you hear of him? Did you watch Songland? And in general, do you think there are other creators, artists, professionals who kind of like Ryan were behind the line, sort of like in the shadows for a little while and now get the spotlight shine on them? Please share the names and I might make a video about them. So, comment section for you below. I'm pumped for Ryan. Finally, he's been in the spotlight for a little while, but now we're really shining that beam on the kind of skill that he brought to the play, to the industry in the first place. And I think it's great for all the songwriters because their skill, their contribution to the songs that we all listen and love will be now even more appreciated. And as for you, my dear viewers, well, it's great because A, you see yet another uniquely inspirational person, and B, after watching that playlist I'll link at the end, after seeing how many different unique personalities there are out there with their unique characteristic and unique set of skills that they bring to the industries, or potentially even discovering completely new industries, I hope you realize is that there's always room for you to find your own spot, take over that spot, grow to become the Ryan Tedder of your industry or craft, and who knows, maybe I'll make my next video about you. Thank you very much guys for stopping by. If you're new to this video, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and check out the videos in the backlog. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much for stopping by. As always, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this video, and I will see you all next Saturday, 10 AM Eastern, on this very channel. Super random thought for the outro. I miss diverse cuisine. Yeah man, with this whole lockdown happening, I never really appreciated how thanks maybe to cafeteria in the office, plus doing different takeouts throughout the week, on the weekend, I just get to enjoy different flavors. Now it's mostly our own cooking, so it's still good, don't get me wrong, but it's the same flavors over again because we only have so many skills and so many spices in our rack, right? I don't know, random thing. I never really truly appreciate it, and I feel like that's my bigger thing. I know people talk about travel and like social gathering and stuff like that. For me, I just want to try out different diverse food. That's my goal. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.